Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your favorite weekly episodic podcast. It is Basement Birds, starring yours truly, Logan Cap, as well as the Reedy Boy himself, the Pennsylvania the Pennsylvania platypus, Reid Poland. Woo, woo.
Did you know that Pennsylvania is the only U.S. state that has native platypus living in it?
Platypi?
Yeah,
That's the plural of platypus.
it's the only. Yeah, they live in the wild here.
Have you seen a platypus? Really?
Yeah, we have like a lake, like a mini lake kind of man-made thing near the water, and they're in there sometimes that I see.
Any platypi wearing a fedora?
Unfortunately, not. I have not seen any wearing a fedora.
No Perry the platypus?
No. I will also say I'm pulling your leg. There are no platypi in the United States. They're native to Australia only.
You know what's sad is I actually believed you for a second there.
I tried
really
to
did
put my
actually
game face
believe
on.
you.
I almost cracked.
I was like, wow.
But I tried to put my game face on and convince you that we had one. But
that should be a clip right there. If you telling me there's that would go viral because immediately people would be like, no,
There's not any platypuses in Pennsylvania.
We go like full like Patrick Star there.
No, hello? It's a platypus.
well,
But what a start.
what a start. We're off the rails.
Start. Yep.
Reid had an interesting week, more interesting week than I did. He broke a very expensive piece of equipment.
Yeah.
That
what day was this? Last Sunday?
was it last
Like a week-
Sunday? I don't even
A week
remember,
and a half
dude.
ago?
It's
Yeah, a week and a half ago.
been
'cause they
so
ordered the new one
long.
Monday. I unfortunately broke a hockey stick. I've been playing for about 4 years now, and I've never broken a stick before. And of course, it's always the nice one that you break because you always use the nice one, you know? And unfortunately,
I'd like you
I broke
to
it.
go through how this happened because
yes.
I know
So-
it wasn't the gun show, you taking a slap shot, so it was
No.
probably something ridiculous.
So to be totally honest, I don't fully know how it broke. I can just theorize what happened. Okay. So
Okay.
I am skating into the offensive zone down the right side, pursuing a puck in the corner. Okay.
The
I go
offensive zone.
The offensive zone. Yes. Like
The
it was
offensive
sent,
zone.
Like I believe it was sent along the boards behind the goal from our left D man, and I was it was wrapping around by the circle over there, and I was over there to get it. I go to play said puck by the wall, and I don't know why I took my eyes off the puck or something. I think I can't remember, but next thing you know, I look down, I go to play the puck, and there's this other guy that I think his stick came over the top of mine to try to play the puck, and he hit it right at like where the blade meets the shaft, like in that corner area right there, and thing just totally shattered, like clear off.
The
Only thing
elbow.
holding it there was tape. Yeah. The funniest part too is that it was on the side of the ice that our benches are on, so no one on the bench could really tell what happened. Because when you're looking down the glass, it's kind of hard to see into the corners, okay? And I was only on the ice for about 30 seconds. So I skate back to the bench asking for a change because I need to get my second stick that is just, haphazardly thrown behind the bench as you do in beer league. You don't have an equipment manager there hanging it, like holding it out for you like a pit flag in NASCAR. You got to get it yourselves. So I come back asking for a change. Everyone looks at me like I have three heads. And I hold up my stick, and they're like, that makes sense. So then I had to play the rest of the game.
Well,
which this was middle of the third period, so I didn't have to go too far with my backup stick, so it wasn't too bad.
Well, they were probably like, why were you on the ice for such a long shift? I mean, your average shift length, that was probably like a 13-seconder.
Yeah, normally I'm 5 seconds max. I go off from the bench. I skate a lap and then I come back in. That's it. So that was quite fun. Got to play that game the end of that game with the second stick, the backup one, and then I had to play one more with just one stick, which was slightly nerve-wracking because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, what if this one breaks? What do I do then? But luckily, got through that one, and the new one arrived for the game that we had last night. And in the first game with it, the new stick, I won a face-off, and I scored off of it. So we are going to consider the purchase a success. So
now
that is.
Are you cutting the stick? Are you adding what's going on? Are you just using it stock?
I'm using it stock because the height is pretty good. When I'm off skates, it comes up to like right around like bridge of nose, eye level-ish. Like, don't they say when you're off skates, you're supposed to be at your nose and then your chin when you're on skates?
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's a long stick.
Just a little bit higher, but it works fine.
And why don't you cut? You can cut it.
Well, I measured it when it came, and it came up to here, and I'm like, that's close enough. That's close enough to my nose. And I like having a little bit more reach.
Okay.
So, you know, it's pretty close to where my previous one was. I think the previous one was actually a little bit longer, so I didn't cut any of it down. But I'm going to see how it works now. You know, play some games with it, and I can always cut it down after the fact if need be.
And this was the first time you broke a stick?
This was the first time I broke a stick. Yeah.
Did you drop the stick when you broke it?
No. No. What good would that have done?
Well, technically, you should have gotten a penalty if you didn't drop your stick.
Well, I don't think anyone else really realized what happened. And I skated right off the bench.
I guarantee the referee did. I mean, first of all, if this guy's coming over top and chopping down wood. You don't know our refs
in this league.
Apparently not. No. I mean, I don't know what these Pennsylvania platypi.
I was kind of convinced, too, that there should have been some call on it because, like, my stick broke, and that's a pretty clear sign of a slash, you know, when you're going into a puck battle with someone. But nothing got called. The play didn't get blown dead. I didn't get a penalty. No one got a penalty. You know, I just went on my merry way back to the bench, kind of pissed off, and, you know, carried on with the rest of the game.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought about that after the fact. I did not think about the fact that I was probably slashed in the moment, but I thought about it after the fact. I'm like, that probably could have been some sort of call there. But looking back at it, nothing was called. So who knows? Who knows?
Well, it sounds like your referees need to go back to referee school.
Some of them, I think. But I will say, this new one I got is quite nice. Okay. It's one of those. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's those pro stock blackout sticks that have like no graphics on them, but they're supposed to be lighter and cheaper.
Oh, all black hockey sticks.
Yeah, well, this one's from Hockey Stick Man, not sponsored. But they have pro stock ones in these sticks. So it was only $130, but it's lighter than my old one, and it feels good. I played with it last night and it felt great. So you know,
yeah,
it was solid. I kind of like the like raw carbon fiber look to it as well.
Yeah, I mean that was a thing that I was into for a while, but I ran into the problem where they kept they would break split on the bottom of the blade.
Interesting. Okay.
And that kind of just deadens the stick a little bit.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah.
And so that to me told me that it wasn't coming from the same. It's coming from someplace in China. Like that's
definitely
their
not coming from the same factory. No.
Well, that was kind of what their marketing thing has
no,
been.
These don't really. This site doesn't really push anything like that. I do know that there's a fair amount of guys in our league that uses this brand, because I could just tell by, you know, seeing what they had on the ice, and you know, I haven't heard any big complaints about them, and I like this one so far. So, yeah, I guess I'll keep using it. You know, if I don't like it and it breaks, I can always get something else for the next one, and go from there. So, figured I would try something new.
So you got the Pro Blackout.
Pro Blackout Extra Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's nice, though. I like it.
What kind of flex did you get?
I went 75.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you play with? Because you're taller.
105 if they have it. And
okay.
But what I have to put a plug. I have to put a plug in it. And when you put a plug in it, it makes it more noodly. So it's probably playing about a 95, 90.
And don't they say that your flex should be about half your body weight?
Yeah.
Isn't that the rule of thumb? Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could try going up to an 85, but I always like to feel a 75. And I saw something that CCM put out a while back that's saying that a lower flex could actually be beneficial to your shot, which I'm like, all right, I'll take all the help I can get. So,
Well,
you know.
I'll only remember ever breaking one stick, and I think I've broken more, but the most memorable time was I was like a peewee, I think, or something.
Okay.
And I was at practice. Peewee, for reference, is like a 12, 13-year-old, I want to say. I'm really bad with like ages and like names, and now they're trying to get rid of all the names of the leagues, like Peewee, Squirt, Mite, Midget. Those were all the like they're going to like the birth years instead. You're like 16U, you know, because
sure.
they're trying to
they're going
phase
to
those
a
names
more
out.
numerical system than I got
more politically correct system than Mite, Midget, you know, Peewee, that kind of stuff.
Yes. I do remember hearing that.
So I was at practice and I was doing some sort of drill, and literally my coach, I mean, this is somebody's dad that I was playing with, literally did the same thing, came over top and just literally chopped my blade right off.
That's just uncalled for.
Yeah, and I was like, what the heck? What is this about? You know? Yeah. And so, did he buy me a new stick? No. You know? I mean, it was not okay. And I was
that's
like,
the thing that,
all right.
That's the thing that sucks about breaking a stick, though. You know, you do nothing wrong. You know, I just went to play the puck. The stick breaks. I'm out $130 now, you know?
Yeah, well.
And somehow it's my fault, you know?
Well, that's the danger of the beautiful game.
That's like any sport, though. You risk breaking equipment, you know?
Yeah, but there's not really... I mean, I guess in baseball, if you're playing like wood bat, you might break a bat.
Baseball, you got a bat.
But I feel like that...
You know, tennis, like, I broke strings.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
But other than that, though, I mean...
Football, you just break bones.
That's why. Boy.
You know, I feel like there's always a risk of, you know, like, I mean, like basketball, you can blow a shoe out.
Yeah. I broke a paddle in pickleball once.
Going too hard.
Well, I was trying the old scoop shot where you come, you know, it was a low, hard shot into the corner, and I'm going for it, and I was a little bit too low to try and scoop it back up. Yeah. And I literally just caught the floor and went to go up, and it literally just, I heard it go and just broke in half, and I was like, well.
You hit more floor than ball there, didn't you?
Yeah, and you know what? The ball still went over. This ball still went over the net.
What matters?
So it is. That's all that matters.
There you go. There you go.
Except I was out. Oh, excuse me. Very similarly, except this wasn't. This was kind of a cheap paddle. So
I say, how much is the average pickleball paddle?
I don't know about average pickleball paddle, but I feel like nicer ones can be up over $200.
Okay, so they're like kind of similar to tennis rackets from my memory. Tennis rackets, like your top of the line ones, are like $330, I believe, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. My gosh, why is this one? This one is $2,300.
They made out of gold?
No.
What the heck?
Why is this so expensive? This one's $21,000. Oh.
No, that's wrong. There's got to be something
60.
Wrong.
This is, maybe it's 21,000, not US dollars.
It's got to be some other form of currency, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, this is from Alibaba, so I'm going to go with probably not. Best like pickleball paddles. Here we go.
Where's like the place to get pickleball supplies, you know, or equipment? Like, I know, like for tennis, there's Tennis Warehouse. You know, you got Ice Warehouse.
This is Pickleball Warehouse. This is Pickleball Warehouse.
Is that actually a thing?
I'm literally on Pickleball Warehouse right now. Yeah, 6-0 Black Diamond Power Pickleball Paddle, $180.
Pickleball Warehouse, yeah. It's probably owned by the same people that own Tennis Warehouse, and it sure is.
And Hockey Warehouse, too, probably. Or Ice Warehouse, I think it's called, yeah. You could get court equipment. How much is a net? All these cheap nets are cheap. Hate the cheap nets.
All these cheap nets are cheap. Well spoken, Logan.
I like the expensive nets. They work better than the cheap nets. We play pickleball at lunch just for reference at work. And so, we see if we can get 8 people from around the university to come and play, whether that's an aviation professor or a marketing person like myself, or, a math teacher, or the guy who's in charge of the rec sports at the school. And then, but it's a fun time. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's something different. I'm in the league now, which I know we've briefly talked about. Pickleball champion 2024.
Yeah, I would say that you won. Yeah. Summer
Woodridge, Illinois, intermediate advanced pickleball champion. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Come on back. I got my check, received my check. I am officially a professional. A professional, that's irrelevant. I'm a professional pickleball player. I've been paid to play pickleball. That makes me a professional.
Whatever you say.
I really think it does, though. Yeah, we just started playing inside, actually, last week. And that's a whole different experience because when you play, I mean, I don't know if you never really, did you ever play tennis inside? I guess it's probably pretty similar.
Yeah. We had an indoor facility somewhat close to us that we go to for practice, or sometimes, or I'd take lessons there during the winter, a couple of winters. So, yeah.
Yeah, we just started playing inside, and it's in like a weird beige gym. It's one of those like old school beige gyms, except this was built like 5 years ago, so it's like an old school, new school beige gym. And
don't know if I quite follow, but
the balls that we play with, normally outside the balls are green, but on the inside the balls are orange. And so then you have orange balls and beige floor, and it's very difficult to discern the separation between the floor and the balls. And so, the balls can sometimes be hard. Well, see, that actually might help a lot now that you're bringing that up. Yeah, we actually play with the lights off, so nobody actually can see anything.
Yeah, why not?
They have glow-in-the-dark pickleball. They have glow-in-the-dark balls. They have glow-in-the-dark paddles, and the lines are somehow glow-in-the-dark. Excuse me, holy
Like glow-in-the-dark paint. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
the more you know.
The more you know. But, yeah, so... expensive pickleball. Don't break your $200 pickleball racket. Some people, and that actually was leading me, that whole anecdote was leading me to
this is a long
talk about a story where another person that we play with, they sometimes they like to launch the paddle after a frustrating play,
Bad move.
And so one
Don't
time
throw your equipment.
The paddle
You're just asking
was
for
lost. The paddle was launched, and let's just say did not have a very soft landing. And kind of exploded into the wall. So,
don't throw your equipment. It's not that difficult. Just don't throw it. Just don't throw it.
No,
treat your equipment nice
before, but
and your equipment will treat you nice.
Something like that.
I've never thrown a golf club. I have kind of angrily tossed it.
No, I've legit launched. I mean, when I was learning to play, I launched it a few times because I was so upset with myself.
That's the worst. You're learning to play. You're not good enough to be throwing your club around, Logan.
I know. That's what was bothering me, is that I wasn't good, and I'm still not good. So maybe I should start throwing my clubs more.
Maybe.
Well, golf is hard. There's so many different clubs to choose from.
Yeah.
You got the 9-iron. The 8-iron, 7, so on. You get picking up what I'm putting down. But
here's the story I just thought of when you're done with yours.
I was working on.
Okay.
This,
okay.
transition.
Don't forget mine.
Into, when you pick a club, it's like picking a card. And speaking of picking cards, it's time for odd news. What?
Oh, is it time for that already? Oh my gosh, it is. Wow. My gosh, I'm going to save my story for another time. Jeez.
Yeah, dude. Come on back.
Okay.
It's time.
Wow. I kind of lost track of time there.
I know, dude, which is all right because it just means we're having too much fun. But my story this week is about playing cards and a man who you could say is full of hot air. I know a man who holds the most concurrent Guinness World Record titles has strengthened his claim to the position, by breaking the record.
I just lost you there for a second. You
Hello? Hello?
You still there?
Yes.
Yeah, hi. I don't know. It like froze there for a second. All right, carry on. Sorry.
Well, David Rush, who we've talked about many times on this show, whose number of concurrently held Guinness World Records is approaching 200, said he thought beating the previous record of 12 feet would be easy, considering he broke the record for furthest distance to blow a pea at nearly 85 feet. So in case you missed what the record was, furthest distance to blow a playing card. He placed the playing card on the ground, gave it a and then, see what happens. And so Rush said his opinion changed when his initial practice attempts failed to surpass 6 feet, but he continued practicing until he was approaching that previous record. So he said on the day of his final attempt, it started with multiple failures until he was finally able to blow the card, get this, a whopping 33 feet with a single breath. This broke the previous record by a factor of 269%. Are you kidding me? First of all, I mean, you're talking about barely getting past 12 feet. That's like almost three times the record.
Yeah, I just watched the video on this article. I still can't comprehend how this works.
This guy is a machine. So I don't know if he just gets one breath. Or how this really works, Yeah,
you just kind of go like, you just take a really deep breath and you just kind of exhale slowly.
That's what it would be like to beat the card.
Interesting.
I like if you get the chance to watch this video. I know you just said you did, but the people listening, you should go watch this video because he's in a racquetball court.
I noticed that too.
But the wall is glass behind him, so there's just like pedestrians looking in the glass window, being like, "What is this weirdo doing? Laying on the ground,
around on his stomach,
blowing playing cards around."
Yeah,
I mean that takes a lot of gumption to just do that in a public place. Sure. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of public places, Logan, my odd news takes us to an airport in the land of New Zealand, in, I'm going to say Dunedin, like the town in Florida. The Dunedin airport, they went viral for an unusual message they posted saying, max hug time 3 minutes. For fonder farewells, please use the car park. They are trying to limit their hug time in the drop-off zone for passengers and their drivers, okay? They said that... Yeah. The chief executive at the airport, Dan DeBono, great name, said some goodbyes have been taking up a little bit too much time, and they're trying to have fun with it. It is an airport, and these drop-off locations are common locations for farewells. There's no space left for others. It's about enabling others to hug. And this guy also said that it's been causing quite the stir. We've got a bit of conversation going. So this is really interesting. I've never been someone at the airport to spend very long hugging someone. It's very much like hug. Oh, good to see you. Goodbye, kind of thing. How is it? How are we taking more than 3 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. If I've ever hugged anyone for longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah, if you get all, the formalities done before you get to the airport, because surely if it's like any airport, you're in that line to get up to the drop-off area, you're waiting in line. Like you dropped me off at O'Hare before, get a little bit of a wait, you know?
Yeah.
So you got all the time to get all your like, oh, thanks for visiting. Oh, it was so great to see you. Oh my gosh, it's such a good time, and then you hug, you get out, get the bag out of the trunk and go. I'm someone that when I get to the airport, I want to get to my gate as quick as possible. So I'm not going to stand outside the airport 5 minutes, hugging and being like, oh, yeah, so good to see you, all that stuff.
Well,
maybe that's just
I mean,
me.
I feel like...
Am I crazy?
Well, I feel like people in the Midwest are like more apt to the Midwestern goodbye. I don't know if you know about the Midwest. You're from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
you
a
say
Midwest
goodbye,
and then you say goodbye and you're still there for 5 minutes or, 50 minutes
no, you
or
say
5
goodbye,
hours.
You get up from the couch, you say goodbye, you're still talking.
Nope,
you go over to the door, you're talking.
You slap your hands on your knees and you go, oh, I should probably be going.
You're like, well, alrighty, I guess it's time to hit the old dusty trail kind of thing, and you don't actually ever leave, and then it's just you live here forever, and so it that's how you become a squatter, and you just never leave ever.
Oh my gosh.
I hadn't heard that term until I was well into college. I didn't know about the Midwestern goodbye. No.
Midwest goodbye.
Midwestern goodbye.
Do you know the opposite of it, the Irish goodbye?
It's not. You don't even say goodbye. You just leave.
You just leave. Yep. Yeah.
You don't even get out of here. Get out of town on a bus. I had my 6th grade science teacher used to say that all the time. Get out of town on a bus.
Gosh, that's good. I don't know. Maybe people need to start doing some Irish goodbyes at the airport. Just being like, oh, thanks for the ride. See ya.
Well, next time I drop you off at the airport, I won't even stop. I'll just slow down.
There you go.
Can tuck and roll out of the car, or even better option, when we're waiting in that long line, you can get out, hold on to the back bumper, sit on your wheelie suitcase.
There you go.
And I'll just whip the tail around, and you can just go skeeting into the door right to the check-in.
That'd be fantastic.
I think O'Hara's outside check-in, right? That's what O'Hare you like to do.
I do like doing the outside bag drop. Yeah, it's great because a lot of people don't use it for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but you do that and then you just get right in line for security, because there's sometimes at O'Hare the security moves pretty efficiently there. That you wait in line. I've waited in line longer to check my bag inside when they haven't had the outdoor one open than actually in security.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, O'Hare's one of the bigger airports in the country. I feel like there's like LAX, LaGuardia, and O'Hare. Are the main 3.
Atlanta's big too.
Logan Airport in Boston. That's my favorite airport, is Logan Airport, for obvious reasons.
How about that?
All right. Well, it's been a chilled out episode today. I feel like we're both kind of just tired, I think, today. Yeah. That's all right, though.
That's okay. Oh, well.
Appreciate you recording that's with me today and posting all of the episodes, doing all of the work. And you can do some more work right now by telling everyone where they can find Basement Birds.
Yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Basement Birds.
I actually just told someone recently who had never heard the Basement Birds story about the birds in the basement, and they almost fell out of their chair laughing. They were like, how is that your first experience in a house? And I was like, well, that's just my life for you. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just Logan. I'm just Logan.
I'm just a Bill, and I'm just only a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
That's our sign to end the episode.
All right. Yes, it is. We'll catch y'all the next one.
Yeah.